Hi, Dr. Bay. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Mr. Nick. So tell me about your research.
I'm doing research in a new bioinformatics search and had identified a new protein, FabU, that closely homologous to the big D that made by you.
Wow. Impressive. Good job, Mr. Nick.
Thanks, Dr. Bay.
So, what are you going to do next?
After this, I will continue searching about the characterization of FabU as the last part of my thesis research.
Interesting. Hope to see you again next time. Student, I want you to carry out the bioinformatics search using carboxy terminal domain of big D as Mr. Nick had done.
All right, Doctor. I will update with you soon. What? Dr. Bay had published about my finding in his journal. He don't even mention my name in his publication. What should I do? I cannot publish about my research if thing like this happen.
Students. We already looked at the situation that Mr. Nick faced due to the unethical action of Dr. B. So, what do you think the central issue that Mr. Nick deal with?
Dr. Bay has published a journal without mentioning Mr. Nick's name due to his contribution of ideas in the research. This action can be considered as plagiarism.
Good job. From Dr. B's perspective, this is a golden opportunity for him to increase his credibility and his name in the research field, but this action can be considered as unethical. The idea about the finding and the journal he wrote comes from Mr. Nick's efforts after he conducted many experiments in order for him to discover the finding. Moreover, Mr. Nick cannot graduate on time as he couldn't publish his finding. So, you think what should Mr. Nick do in order for him get to publish his finding back?
I suggest Mr. Nick to do legal action toward Dr. Bay by filing a lawsuit.
That is a good idea. Then, let's test the opinion. We start with the harm test. The action of Mr. Nick telling Dr. B about his unethical action will definitely remind him to not repeat the same action in the future, but he will be punished by the law and his journal will be retracted. About Mr. Nick, he will be able to publish his findings and graduate from university. Unfortunately, he needs to pay the lawyer fees. As for Dr. B's student, he could learn from Dr. B's mistake and do research in the right way in future. Meanwhile, he might get expelled from the university if found accomplished with Dr. B. As the university, its name will get a bad reputation due to Dr. B's unethical action, and as the good side, they can emphasize research ethics among students and staffs. Finally, the science community. They will be more aware regarding this issue. Unfortunately, public will have bad impression towards them. Next, the faith test. We'll start from Islam perspective. Based on the hadith from Sahih al-Bukhari, Volume 3, number 430 by Abu Hurairah, on the Day of Judgment, the Prophet will be a witness against one who employs a laborer and gets the full work done by him, but does not pay him his wages. Meaning that we should give credit or payment to someone who deserves it. From Buddhism, 2 from 8 Noble Eightfold Path state right thought and right conduct. Dr. B only has the right thought in which he wanted to achieve fame in the research field, but he did not have the right conduct which emphasizes using the right way to achieve something. As for Christianity, in Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 9, whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. This verse concludes that everyone needs to put integrity as their priority, and the one that practices integrity, they will be on the right side. Integrity is the most fundamental element in research, as many could lie about their data, result, and also lie about the origin of idea. Finally, Hinduism. Asteya is the Sanskrit term for non-stealing. The practice of asteya demands that one must not steal, nor have the intent to steal another's property through action, speech and thoughts. Okay, now let's talk about professional test. Is there anyone know and can explain any law on plagiarism?
Me, I know the answer. This situation can be referred to as in the Research and Innovation Policy of University of Malaya. Under the research ethics, we need to ensure that the project are not identical or very similar to other colleagues' project, because the act is seen as a betrayal of that particular friend. This is what Dr. Bay have done. he made a research that exactly same as Mr. Nick. In other words, he has betrayed Mr. Nick trustworthy. Moreover, based on Gordon Research Conference policy, plagiarism is the appropriation of another person's ideas, processes, results, or words without giving appropriate credit. From what we watched just now, Dr. Bay did not even mention Mr. Nick's name in the journal.
Finally, the publicity test. In this test, it is either Mr. Nick should or should not tell the public about an ethical action done by Dr. B. After contemplated, this case should be informed to the public so that they will be more careful in sharing idea to other people. Next, to spread the awareness that plagiarism is wrong and offensive. Lastly, to teach the public about legal action they can do when someone commit plagiarism to them. As the conclusion, Mr. Nick should hire a lawyer to make a statement of claim for the journal and suit Dr. B.
I want to claim that Dr. Bay's recent journal was originally my idea.